Looking to upgrade your marketing here in 2022? Well, we got 4 easy ways for you to take your marketing efforts to the next level. Welcome to Real Estate Marketing and Coffee. I'm your host, Ed Troxell, with my lovely co host,
Amanda Condyles.
and we are here every Monday morning at 8 a.m. live streaming to you. You may be catching the replay and listening to us on audio, and that's awesome. Be sure to stop by wherever you're tuning into us from to say hello, even if it's on that replay, and let us know how your day is going and any topics that you want us to cover or questions you might have about the recent episode that you listened to. Now, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about 4 easy ways that you can upgrade your marketing here in 2022 because it's the beginning of a new year, right, Amanda?
Why not?
Yeah,
It's a good time to make pivots.
it is. And to change things up and
Yeah.
really jump into maybe something that you aren't comfortable with, maybe
Yeah.
something that you've tried once or twice and thought, it's not for me. I'm not going to do it. And you keep moving forward. Maybe it's time to revisit that. So stick around, share this out. We're going to be talking about these 4 things right now. Amanda, let's go ahead and dive into number 1.
All right. Numero uno. Well, I'm
Yes.
surprised you wanted me to dive into this one, but I'll take it. Live streaming video.
Yes. And when we say live streaming video, let's just talk about that for a second. For
Sure.
you, Amanda, personally, when it comes to, obviously, we've been doing this show for a while, but
Yeah.
prior to you meeting me and us doing this show, live streaming, what were your thoughts about it? Were you doing a lot of it? Were you nervous? Were you excited? Like, let's just talk about that for a second.
Yeah. No, I was not doing really hardly any of it. And honestly, it terrified me for dumb reasons. Like I think it does everybody, right? I was a communication major in college. And so naturally, my brain thinks through planned communication. And I had a hard time with that going while I'm wildly good at improv. I was like, I'm going to mess up and then you can't take it back, or you're going to say something wrong, or it's not going to make sense. And really once you and I started doing these, and then I started doing them for a few other things, I really saw that it wasn't as scary as everyone made it out to be. That it was more just in my head. Like I was thinking all like I don't feel like I've ever made a mistake. And if I have, I'm like, well, I'm human. So welcome to it.
Yes, exactly. And what have you felt is different now that you've been going live and getting that exposure, both for yourself with live broadcasting, but maybe even for your business too?
Yeah, no, I love this because just you and I's show alone, not adding any other live video or video marketing into the mix. I've gotten 4 or 5 solid connections, and not all of them are business connections. As meaning, and when I say business, I mean like I am going to pay for your services. But a lot of them are networking connections. I have a few that have turned into business opportunities, and really, it's just because we've shown up here. Like I didn't do anything. I didn't even in these ones that these people have reached out from our show here, Ed, no, none of them have been like, I need your services. It's always started off just as a conversation. And that's been the coolest part is I feel like I've gotten 5 new friends
Yeah.
that some of it might turn into business, which is really cool.
Yes. So I'm so glad you shared that experience with all of us because that's what we want to emphasize about live streaming
Yeah.
video. Now, obviously that's what I do for business and that's what has built my
Mhm.
business over the years as well. And so I wanted you to share that experience with our listeners because it's really important for us, one, to understand that live streaming can be scary. It can be very intimidating, being on camera, being live on camera, not knowing what to say, saying something that
Yeah.
might sound wrong or come out wrong, whatever, all the things that are going on in your head, both you, Amanda, previously, and you, the listener, are all valid. And we all go through that, myself included.
Yeah.
And the fact that you've been able to have conversations through your live streaming experience and being able to get new connections, that's really what we want to point out. That's the big win for
Yeah,
live streaming. And that's
for
why it's
sure.
important for you to embrace live streaming this year. And when I say you, I'm talking about all you
The
listeners.
collective you.
Yeah, Amanda's already embraced it, and now it's your turn to embrace it here in 2022 because it's really important for you, one, to show your face, which that's a whole nother topic that we can talk on another episode. I know many of you are like, okay, Ed, but I don't want to show my face. Whole nother topic. But when it comes to going live, and when I say live, it's live streaming on Facebook or Instagram is the easiest from your phone. Those of you tuning in on
Mhm.
LinkedIn, you can go live on LinkedIn, but it's a different process. We can talk about that later. The point is that you want to embrace live streaming. One, it's
Yeah,
free. Two, you
bingo.
get to have these conversations with people that are going to see your videos, and they may
Mhm.
not watch it live, and that's okay. A
Yeah.
lot of people catch the replay. I mean, think about your favorite TV shows and
Yeah. I'm
how
I'm a streamer through and through. I watch it when
yeah,
it's convenient for me. And I think I love that you bring this point up, Ed, because I think this is honestly people's biggest hang up. Like
yeah,
you know, I might look and see, say, 2 viewers right now, and that would feel discouraging. But what I pay attention to are the views after the fact. We might get, I don't know, I honestly haven't paid any attention to it, but we might get 200 views, but it
right.
only live is 2. And to me, it's like we've been talking about, it's multifaceted because you can repurpose these videos, but also you get to continue to show up in someone's news feed without pushing something out daily. And that's a huge win to
Yeah,
post a video, which everybody should know this if they don't, but Facebook gives priority to video. And so if you post a video and then someone comments or someone watches it, it's going to keep recirculating that even without you boosting it. So it's a huge win because it's free. You get a lot of exposure really quickly, but not getting in your head about that live number, I think is huge because it really is irrelevant and not a good standard.
yeah, and like you said, you've gained, uh, contacts and business from going live,
Yeah.
and it's not something that will necessarily happen right away. Like, when you
Mhm.
guys go live, don't expect
Yeah.
anyone to show up. That's my secret sauce, by the way, one of them.
Yeah.
And don't expect anybody to show up. And also, don't expect to have a sale right after that. I
Yeah.
mean, think about it. It's the same thing when you get on a networking call, a discovery call, whatever
Yep.
call you're trying to get on with your business. It doesn't mean that you're automatically going to have that dollar cha-ching in your bank
Yeah.
account right after that call. And
Traditionally
that's
speaking, it takes me about a month to 3 months to see anything from first conversation. It really just depends on how quick the agent's willing to move.
yeah,
But for me, and I know that's just my industry and my standard, right, is 1 to 3 months. But if I was constantly thinking, I'm going to do one live and then first off, it's kind of a crazy thought. Like, let's really think about it. You do one video and now you're expecting someone to come and want to buy or sell a house or buy or sell a car, or whatever your industry is. One live video is great and it's not the end all be all. They're not going to watch your one video. Like, they're not going to watch our video today and say 4 great tips. Awesome. I need to they might, but the chance
yeah,
of that is slimmer than if they see us consistently over time and think, you know what? Those people have some good tips. I need to call Ed on video marketing. I need to talk to a man about client nurture.
yes. And that's the beauty of live streaming. Now, we're going to get to tip number two in a second here. But just to emphasize the importance of not only video, but live streaming video, that's why we put it as number one for your tips here, is because it allows people to know, like, and trust you a whole lot quicker than anything else you're going to do. And when you're consistent with it, that's
Mhm.
what's really going to take your business to the next level here in the next 30, 60, 90 days. Okay.
90 or however long. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into number two. Two
Oh, this is
is
one of your favorites.
yes. And I will tell you, before in the beginning days of my business, I did not care for this. Like, I knew that this was required and it's kind of a, business 101, but I did not like doing this. Now I look forward to this, and actually anybody who's on my list knows that I'm a lot more active these days than I was previously. And that list is your email list. Let's dive
Woo-hoo.
into that. So, email list. Why is that important, Amanda?
I think here's why I think it's important. In our
Yeah.
lane in real estate, I think it's a quick and easy, no pressure touch. And when I say touch, I mean communication piece with between you and a possible prospect, not even a prospect, possible. And so your sphere of influence, it's a quick and easy way to stay in touch, right? If you're
Mhm.
trying to stay in touch with your past clients or your sphere of influence being your friends, family, trusted confidants, all of that, if you're trying to stay in touch with them, but also not feel salesy, this is a great way to do that because you're providing value, or at least hopefully in your email list, you're providing value and giving them things like I'll use your email list as a great example, Ed. You provide tons of tips in there, tons about all kinds of things that are video marketing, but then an additional, I mean, you'll Instagram tips, social media tips, video tips, all of that. And so you're providing all of this value and it's a quick and easy, no hassle, honestly, relatively stress free because you don't have to send it out. It's not like a mailer where you have to go package it and put a stamp on it. Like you create it once and then you send it out and then you create the process and you just change the words and the value you give back. But it's so easy. And that's what I think about when I think of email lists is it's a really easy way to stay in touch with your people.
Exactly. And that's the important part is one, having one. So for those who are
Mhm.
listening, if you don't have an email list, that is a priority number one this week for you. We are in week 2 at the time of this recording of January 2022. If you do not have an email list, that is okay. We are not shaming you for that. We are educating you to
Yeah.
go out and get one today. I don't care what your budget is because there's $0 every month for an email list to start, and then you can always upgrade later. So go out there, get your email list set up, and start using it. Many of you probably have one set up, but you probably haven't emailed anybody in weeks, maybe months,
Well, and
maybe
what a
years.
great opportunity. It's the beginning of the year. What a great, like, I think so often people get in their heads about that. Like, well, I can't start an email list now because I started it 2 years ago and sent, like, I love Brene Brown. I think of this all the time.
Yeah.
She just started her own podcast. She's one of my favorite authors and professors. I find her research to be fascinating. And she, it bugs me. I'm used to podcasts weekly and she
Oh, yeah.
just does it when she feels like, and sometimes it's 6 months apart and sometimes she does 3 in a month. And you're like, but what a great opportunity for her should she want to start doing podcasts every week to hop back on and say, hey everybody, I know I've been a little MIA, but here's what to expect from me in 2022. What
Yeah.
a great easy touch. Hey, I've been a little out of commission, but I'm ready. And you don't even have to say out of commission.
Right.
Hey, I'm jumping back in the game. I'm going all in, whatever wording feels comfortable. But starting it now is a great time because people expect change at the beginning of the year. They expect
Yeah.
newness, they expect pivots in people's business, and they almost welcome it. It's almost like, what are you doing new in your business? And what are you doing? And, so
Exactly.
quick and easy.
That's the beauty of it. You can all take this opportunity to start the new year off right and check in with your list. Hey, it's
Yeah.
been a while. I was just checking in. How's business going? Here's a quick update from my business. Here's what I'm up to. Some of you maybe switched directions in your business. Maybe you're still doing the same thing. Maybe you're still selling real estate, but now you're focused more on
Yep.
first-time home buyers or new construction. Some of you are business owners, so maybe you changed your location, your hours,
Yeah.
your services. Like something has changed. Whether you added or took away things, that is something you can share with your list. And it's something that allows you to
Mhm.
jump into their inbox again and start that conversation up. And I'll tell you, like, there's people on my list. I think there's probably about, we'll say 80 that haven't opened my emails in a while, like,
Mhm.
because you get to see data on that. And so what did I do? I took this opportunity the last week, where I went through and I emailed them a couple times to let them know
Yeah.
this isn't going to, I don't want to take up space in your inbox. So
Yeah.
if you don't want to be on the email list,
Mhm.
no problem. I'm removing you on this date. However, if you want to stick around,
Opt
click
in.
this
Yeah.
link. And I've had people click it, because we get busy and we forget. And I'll tell you, if you're not emailing on a regular basis, and I know every industry is going to be different, but I will tell you from my experience, once a week,
Mhm.
it is hard for people to remember who you are,
It's so hard.
especially yeah, especially if your email doesn't
Mhm.
have you in there. Like if
Or
there's no
value. If you just
yeah,
are, I don't
exactly.
know, randomly
Because
putting words in there, I don't care. And so
right.
the first thing I do in my email every morning, literally, I will sit down, I will open my email and I delete the junk. I
Yeah.
don't look at it, I don't open it. But if you are someone who has value, I click into it. And so,
Yes.
and it's all about those 1, 2 clicks. You don't need them to read every single word on there, but you need them to get something.
And think about this. So a click is great, right? But let's even take it one step back for a minute. For those of you who are stressing out about social media
Mhm,
posting and views and likes and comments and shares, take a second here to think about this. You email somebody on your list,
mhm.
they not we're not even going to say they opened it yet. You just email somebody on your list, and Amanda's example, she opens up her inbox, she sees your name, she sees the title of your subject. That's just step 1.
Yep.
Who cares if she opens it or not? She's in a dedicated space with her business hat on,
Mhm.
not being distracted by social media, and she just saw your name
Yeah.
and a title for your email.
I don't even have to click it for it to still
No.
be a touch. That's the cool thing about an email list.
Yes. And
I don't
so,
always read the ones that I love.
right.
I'll be honest, there are some people, like, I love their email list, and I probably read 25% of it, or 25% of the ones that get sent in. It's
Yeah,
just when I think about it or when I'm like, "Oh, today we'll read it," right?
exactly. And
But I still get the touch of, "Oh, Ed emailed me. It's Friday." Like, that
yes,
consistency still shines through, and then also your name still pops up. In the same way as
exactly.
if I saw you on Facebook and you posted something, it has the same reticular activator.
Yes. And that's the beauty of it. So that's what I want to encourage you all to do is start embracing your email list as well. Because let's say now Amanda does clicks on your email, enters that email, and actually starts to look at it. I don't care if you have learn more, buy now, call, whatever in your link there. It doesn't matter really if she clicks any of those links.
Mhm.
The fact that she opened it and read through it,
Yep.
she knows who you are. She knows what you're doing, and she's still there.
Yep.
So again, it's the same thing that social media provides us. Everyone, I call these people secret followers. They're watching us, they're paying attention, and most likely they're not letting us know that they're there.
But here's the cool thing is I feel like those people are the ones that come out of the woodworks, like, after 5 or 7 years, you're like, "What?
Yes.
You've been following me all this time?" Like, they're the
Yep.
people you always see on your Instagram stories that watch it, or and you're like, "Is this person just clicking through?" Like, you're not sure, and then out of nowhere, they're like, "Hey, wanna do business together?" And you're like, "What?"
Yeah. I mean, I had somebody join and here's an example of the power of email lists, and then we'll get to number 3 here in a second for this top 4 ways that you can improve your marketing here in 2022. So here's an example. I just signed a new client recently for video coaching, and they jumped on my email list. So I met them on social. They jumped on my email list, and I want to say it was probably back in the end of November. We're in the beginning of January, so let's just call it 2 months. They've been on my email list. We maybe knew each other on social. I want to say probably 3 months, maybe. But it's because of my consistency
Mhm.
on social and on my email list
Yeah.
and how I show up that really helped them understand that they needed to work with me and that they wanted
Yeah.
to work with me and that now was the time to work with me.
Well,
And
and I love what you just said. It's the key to this entire email list thing. Time. Not
yes,
everyone is gonna have the time, mental capacity, or even the finances to be able to work with you right then and there when they see your video, they see your email list, they
yep,
see your website, really anything. There have been a number of brand new agents who are like, "I can't wait to have someone like you." Guess what? I'm still gonna pour into those people.
yeah,
Why? Because 1, it's who I am. It's a core value of mine to come from service, but also I know it's going to come back to me, whether it's that person in 5 to 7 years, or maybe it's them connecting me. Like,
Yes.
Ed,
The
you are not a
referral.
direct client of mine, but I've gotten direct clients because of our friendship. And
Yes.
that's what's so cool. Maybe in 7 years, you'll be like, I am blowing it up so big and now I need client nurture solutions. Hell,
Right.
maybe that'll be a year. Who knows?
Right.
Maybe it'll be never. And this connection and your email list and all have the same power to
Yep.
continue to connect, because you never know. I have people all the time that are like, I just passed your info along. I hope that's okay. But I was having a conversation with an agent who said they
Yeah.
needed someone to clean up their database. And I know that you do that sometimes. So hope it's cool. And you're like, heck yeah, it's cool. But
Yeah,
it's
and
because they're
I've even
named.
done that with you, and we've actually had a strategy session before, and so
Yeah.
that's the beauty of this is that you don't sometimes you don't
Mhm.
know, right? Like, think about the iPhone. Like, quick example, like, we didn't know we all needed an iPhone. Android users, sorry, but,
You
we
still
didn't
need
all.
an iPhone.
Yeah, yeah, that's another episode. But we didn't know that we needed a smartphone like the
Mhm.
iPhone until it was presented to us, and
Yeah.
all the features that we get over the years and the different things that come with it, and the fact that we didn't need a home button anymore, even
Exactly.
though we maybe wanted it. Like,
Yeah.
we don't know until we start to explore, and when we have a growth mindset,
Uh-huh.
that makes things a whole lot easier. So really put it on your list right now. If you haven't started an email list, start one today.
And you can
And
just try it.
yeah, and
That's the
if you
best part.
yeah, and you have something to talk about, trust me. If you don't, then reach out to us and we'll have a conversation. Like,
And it doesn't have to all be what you come up with. Two of my favorite people that do email lists, I think this is brilliant because it's always been one of my big limiting beliefs around email lists is I don't have enough content. Like, what am I going to
yes,
tell you should wish your clients happy birthday once a week and that's my email list? Like,
yeah,
or I should tell you your database needs to be cleaned up. Like, that's how it feels to me. And so I'm like, what the heck could I possibly share? Here's the cool thing is I can have an email list and say, hey, I don't know if any of you are interested, but my friend Ed is teaching this awesome class on X, Y, and Z.
right.
If you're curious about social media posting, my friend Curtis owns a business that does this. Here's this cool article I found in the real estate world today. Oh, by the
Yes,
way, if you want client nurture solutions, I'm your girl. Like, it can be that simple of you promoting your other friends and businesses, you promoting other ideas or articles or whatever.
yeah.
It's still coming from value and it's still you. It's you and service minded. That was a huge hang up for me, that when I still don't have an email list. I'll be fully transparent, but it's that's always been the biggest hang up.
Yep.
That, and I don't want to start it until I'm willing to be consistent, because I don't like to start things that I know I'm not going to follow through. And so until I
Yeah.
know I'm gonna every week we're gonna do it, I'm unwilling to do an email list. But
Well, and we're gonna be talking offline
I
because
know.
we're gonna get you that one, listeners. She's gonna have one in like 2 seconds. But
In 2 seconds. See, this is live time workshopping. Look at us go.
yes, yeah, well, it is. So here's the cool thing. So before we get to number 3, because I know we're getting close on time and everything, we like to keep these around 30 minutes. But I want to just keep role playing for a second on those 2 pillars. I'm gonna call them
Yeah.
pillars, like you said. So what am I gonna email my list about? Reminding them to
Mhm.
send a birthday message, and then what was the second one was, um, crap. Listeners, if you are tuning in live, tell
I
us.
remember.
I'll start with the first one though. So, oh, the database, cleaning up your database.
Yes.
See, takes a second. So let's start with those 2 quick examples because this is how my brain works, right? Is helping you figure out the content that you can
Yeah.
create, but create also in video format too. That's what I always like to push. So the birthday situation. Your main topic is birthdays and reminding people or saying happy birthday on their birthday. So underneath that topic, you can list the top 4 ways people can do that,
Yep.
right? And that could be 4 separate emails if you wanted.
Oh, easy. And you
So
can even make it
January could be that.
like there's all kinds of strategies around this. Like, I'm even thinking it's my birthday month. How cool would it be if I sent an email like, "Hey, it's my birthday month, and so I figured I'd share with you guys the top ways that I deliver birthday info." Like, there's so many
Yes.
different ways that you can think about it. I think it gets getting outside of that box in your
Oh, yeah.
head,
Yep.
and really, because it's not that complicated. And I have a lot of partnerships in the real estate world that I could fill an email instantly. Hey, you
Yep.
want coaching? Call this person. You want this? Call, like, even it didn't even have to be about me, but you're so right. I could just leverage little things like that.
Yeah.
That would be huge. And this is what I think someone on my team shared this to me. All the directors for Closer Pros lead one meeting a month, and it was my time. And I was like, I'd really love to share something about client care, but I don't know what I would share because it all feels common sense to me. And one
Right.
of my other directors on the team was like, it's common sense to you because you do it, but a lot of us would have no idea because it's not our world. And so I
Yeah.
think about that too, in terms of everything we're talking about marketing wise, just because it feels common sense to you, like a video you might be putting out, it might feel common sense. You know, you might be live streaming on mortgage rates or something, I don't know. And it might feel common sense to you, but that's because you live and breathe in it every day. It's
Right.
not common sense for everyone else. So how to wish their clients a happy birthday feels like secondhand nature to me.
Yeah.
But to someone who's never done that before, that might feel wildly overwhelming
Yep.
and they
And
have
that's
no idea where to start.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I tell all my clients is break it down. Like you are the expert. You
Mhm.
know what comes naturally to you. So we
Yeah.
have to really break it down, and this is a big thing when it comes to courses. We won't dive into that side road right now, but this is a big thing with courses, and one of my, I don't know if it's a pet peeve or not, but it's one of those things where it's like everyone's packing so much into a course. That's why no one finishes them.
Mhm.
Break it down. And when you break it down, go back and review it and break it down some more. That's
Yeah.
all I'm going to say on courses because otherwise we'll be here for another half hour. Uh, so let's go ahead and move on to number 3. We'll make 3 and 4 quick. By the way, 4 is like going to be my favorite one here. This is kind of like the one that everyone should know about. And
Well, it's
it's,
so brilliant too.
yeah,
It's so
yeah.
easy.
So Amanda, what's number 3 on our list here?
This one you're big on too, and I love it because I'll say it and then I'll chat, but video on your website. And Ed and I, we've talked a lot about this personally because our Closer Pros website does not have video on it. And I think this is the super, especially in my lane, like
Yeah,
in the transaction coordination lane, like, yes, they love to hear that our transaction coordinators have knowledge and they're great. But when they hear me talk about client care, this isn't even me to toot my own horn. It's just because it's such a need in the real estate world.
yeah,
They
yeah.
hear me talk about it and they're like, I need this. And I'm like, so why wouldn't I put video on my website? Because if I could just talk about the importance of it, right? If I could get these agents to hear me say, hey, client, the client experience and the client nurture experience is so pivotal. Why? Because you create clients for life. So you'll work less. You'll work more on the front end, but less on the back end. It's a
Yep.
long-term strategy, but it's how you really set yourself up for success where you get those repeat and referral clients on an ongoing basis, right? When they hear that, I love you real estate agents, but you hear cha-ching, right? Less work, more money. That's the ultimate goal, right? I'm doing less, but making more. And a lot of my clients that have embraced that have done it, but it's because they hear it. And so why wouldn't we create a strategy where they can hear it and see it and it's so much
Exactly.
more relatable. You just see my picture on our website where I'm like, "Hi, I do client care things and it's so great." What
Right.
if you heard me and you heard my passion and you heard me like, "I really want to help you." Like, man, how
Yeah.
much more business could I do? And you as the agent, how much more business could you do?
And seeing you light up, like so many of you, I see you on Instagram, I see you on Facebook, I see you on LinkedIn. You love your job. Like
Yeah.
you do good work, and yet you're afraid to show
Mhm.
that on video and you're afraid to let people really see who you are, which is crazy to me because that's who you are in real life and that's who
That's
they're
who they're
going
gonna meet, and yes, such a
to.
good point. That's who they're gonna meet anyways, so why
Yeah,
not?
exactly. And I understand that over 97% of people research you before they ever contact you. And that was a
Yeah.
statistic before COVID. I probably can guarantee you that 99% of people research you before they ever contact you these
Oh,
days.
for sure.
So it's
And now we
important.
live in a world of information overload. So I can go and type in Ed Troxell on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok and everywhere and be like, is this the video coach I really want to hire? And I get to see you, which hopefully, if you're a great human, plays really well for you. Because if I'm
Yes.
going to click on your Facebook ad, I'm going to be like, I need him in my life because I like he does it so well and flawlessly and easy. I need him. But
Yeah.
it's video is the number one way you can relate to people without actually being face to face, and you can duplicate it. So like I'm even thinking, why not add on? Because this is my biggest hang up
Yeah.
in my business personally, is getting people to understand the difference between client care, which is long-term nurture of people you've already solidified, right? So
Mm.
past clients, they've already worked with you, or
Yeah.
your sphere of influence, people who, friends, family, who already know you, keeping those people happy, loving on those people so that they create business in the future. So that lane versus the inside sales agent lane, which is cold calling and brand new lead generation.
Mm.
Why not create a video on my website? And then that way, when people say, hey, can you call these old leads? I can say, hey, I actually don't do that. Let me send you a video about
Yes.
what I do. Because right now it's just a list of services. Here's the things that I'm willing to do. Let me know which ones you want. Why wouldn't I add a little video that's like, hey, so you're thinking about client care. Let me tell you what client care is and what it can do for you.
Yes.
And then I can repurpose it. So instead of sending my flyer, now I can send my flyer and a video, right?
Oh, yes. See, so Amanda's getting us to step number 4 here in your marketing efforts, and
I
we are
set
going to
you up
dive into that.
perfectly unintentionally.
Yes. No, that was a good tie-in, and I have to pause this for a second because the fourth one is big and it's really
Yeah.
gonna wrap everything up here. But before we get there, what I'm hearing Amanda tell us here, and again, we're going through a live workshop pretty much here, is that Amanda's going to be working on her email list and creating that video explaining what she does because as
Yeah.
you can see if you're watching the video version of this, she lights up and she gets in her zone of genius. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So you and I have some work to do, Amanda.
Yes, we do. We always do.
Yes. Okay. So number 4, and then we'll do a quick wrap up before we call it a day today. But number 4 is going to be adding video. Are you guys ready for this? Adding video to your paper flyers and or business cards and or presentations. So
I love this.
Amanda, how many times, especially in real estate, do you see people just have the same boring old flyers? No offense, but
It's true. And I'll be 100% honest because I am very nitpicky on this. It's never anything that I feel like the client cares about. I
ah,
always put myself in the shoes of someone, like the goal of door knocking, the goal of mailers, the goal of farming, any of those things that you're sending out direct mail, likely to people you know or don't know. The goal is for a connection, right?
yep,
Very baseline. The goal is hopefully they call you or email you for more information. And
yeah,
then from there, that goal becomes let's get them face to face. I used to work with an agent who would solidify almost every person if he could get them face to face. And so we designed his entire lead gen strategy around being face to face because once they met him, they trusted him and they loved him and they wanted to work with him. But most of the print material I see is not anything the customer cares about. That's the number one thing. But number two is it doesn't have an action step that allows them to relate that's
mm,
easy and hands off. And what I mean by that is it just says, just sold for the highest dollar in your neighborhood, call me, which is great. But there's some people who might not want to call right away. Maybe they just
yeah,
want a little bit more information, which is fine if you have a website. But another great reason to have video on your website is maybe they go to your website and then they see you and then they're like, you know what, maybe I do want to sell my house. But
yeah.
if you did, we already say the point? I don't want to ruin it.
No, no, that you
Okay.
were getting
I
there.
almost
So
did.
it's all good. So that is exactly the reason why we want to drop this fourth one for all of you, which is a big, big one. And if we need to, we can even do an episode just on this one to
Yeah.
even walk you through how this is done. This is something we did in a workshop back in September. But adding what's called a QR code to your flyers. Now,
Mhm.
this is something that you probably have seen a lot of because of
Especially in COVID.
COVID.
Yeah.
Prior to that, it was here and there, but because of COVID, we've seen it pop up all over the place, especially in restaurants. So you're not touching menus and things, and it's a little square. Usually it's square,
Hmm.
black and white, but it can nowadays be pretty much anything you want. Weird looking code thing,
Yeah.
just like black bars basically, but you scan it with your phone, your
Mhm.
camera, and it will actually open up a link. And
Yeah.
it can be to your website, it can be to your video, it can be anything that's linkable. And so, what Amanda was sharing with us about, these regular flyers, and I love how you said the just sold flyer,
Oh,
because
yes.
let's take that for a quick example, and then we'll wrap things up because we're getting close. We're a little past time here, but um, when you have a just sold
Mhm.
flyer, for those who are sending it, you know what they look like. For those who have received it, you probably have seen one in your mailbox
Mhm.
or someone's mailbox. Hopefully you weren't in their mailbox, but anyway, it's
Yeah.
the
Just sitting
just
there.
sold. I was
Hi.
thinking like that's not legal, but in your flyer, you get a mailer, so you get a little mailer, and it's got just sold with
Mhm.
the real estate person on there. Looks a little cheesy, and it doesn't feel anything. There's no authentic like connection, right? How cool would it be if you had a QR code on there with you pointing to it saying, scan me, and then I scan it with my phone,
Yep.
and then it opens up a video of you explaining
What happened?
what happened with this sale, why it just sold, why
Mhm.
you're the best, and how you can help them.
Or even just tell like, and this is kinda what you're saying too, but telling the story. I think
Yes, yeah,
that's
exactly.
because even if they don't wanna buy or sell right now, neighbors are nosy. They wanna know what the house
Yeah.
sold for. So even if it's not a direct lead right now,
Yep.
like, my dad is a perfect example of this. My dad, like, goes to open houses all the time. Like, he'll just start finding real estate agents and be like, "Can I get into this house?" And I'm like, "Dad, you can't do that. You're making them work for free. If you don't have any interest in buying, don't do it." And he would totally QR scan because he would be like, "That's cool. What's this?" And then
Yeah.
he'd scan it and it would open up, like you're saying, a video that's like, "Hey, you might be curious what we sold this house for, and I'm going to tell you, but first I want to tell you the story. I want to tell you
Yes.
how we got here." And so Ed
Yes.
has maintained this home flawlessly for 20 years. And because of that, it paid off. And so we were able to set some neighborhood records and yada, yada, yada. And so if you're considering it, I'd love it if you connected with me because we just sold this for 200,000 over ask. And I'd love to help you do the same. What a different message that is because you're capturing them with the story. You're giving them a hook of, hey, I know you want to know the price, but the story's cooler. Let me tell you the story first.
Yep.
And then it's you. And it's if you might get less scans than you would eyes on 200,000 over, like if it was just in
Right.
text on the postcard, you
Right.
might get less eyes actually seeing it. But the eyes that you do see, you know that they're bought in because they took it a step further. It's
Yeah.
kind of like on your email list. Like just because, like you were saying, Ed, just because I might not have opened this week's doesn't mean that, I don't care anymore. It's still a touch, but then
Yep.
you can see, okay, 5 people clicked in, but they took it a step further. So those 5 people are more bought in than the 100 that might have laid eyes and did nothing.
Right. And so true. And here's the cool thing about that is that you can create that one video for that just sold
Yeah.
flyer, which literally could take you maybe 5 to 10 minutes.
Mhm.
Because again, we're not talking Hollywood production here, people.
Yeah.
We are talking about grabbing your phone and doing the work. And so that one video can be tied to that flyer, that mailer, but you can also share it on social. You can also share it on your website.
Make
And
it real.
wait for it. You can send it in your email.
Crazy.
Oh my goodness. It-
Well, and you could even I've seen agents do this and I think it's really cool. This is a added teaser, but
yeah.
they add it to Instagram Reels or TikToks and they don't voice they just music over or whatever and it's like maybe handing off the keys. And so maybe the video that they post on their Facebook is, "Hey, handing Ed his keys." Great. And then maybe they take that and they do music over it in TikTok or Instagram and then it repurposes it. And so once again, you're adding in more video, more things that people care about and want to see, but
Yeah.
easy, duplicatable, and relatively cheap, if not free.
Yeah. All of these things that we talked about are budget friendly for everyone. Let me tell you, like
For sure.
all of them. So, whoa, we could be here all
I
day. This
know.
is such a good episode.
Well, I think you should tell them our statistic. I'm sure if they've tuned in before, but I think just since we're now in the year 2022, Ed, tell us why video is so important this year.
Oh yeah, because I was like, which statistic are we talking about? There
You're
are
just gonna
so
make it up on the fly.
So the reason why we talk heavily about video and why you need to start embracing it more so this year is because over 80% of
Mhm.
all internet traffic is going to be video
In
related. So
2022, so this year.
yes, and it's this year. So over 80%. So you
Mhm.
really need to embrace it. And again, we're not asking for Hollywood
Yeah.
production, Instagram lifestyle, picture perfect, curated feed crap. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that. Like, there's a time and a place for that, maybe for your business, but understand that that's not all you have to focus on and all you have to do. We need you to start
Mhm.
using your phone more and getting your message out there and getting your face out there. Again,
Yep.
there's many ways that you can do it. Even if you're like, I really don't want to show my face, I'm going to encourage you to do it, and you need to. But there's ways to get around that
Yeah.
as well.
Oh,
For sure.
so good.
Yeah. So as we close up, let's just do a quick run through real quick. Quick run through real quick. You can do that on live and it's fine. You catch
It's
yourself and
fine. Everything's fine.
you just joke about it. Yeah, exactly. So today we covered 4 easy ways for you to step up your marketing here in 2022. Number 1 was live streaming video. Number 2 was email marketing.
Mhm.
Number 3 was video on your website. And number 4 was adding video to your flyers and mailers and business cards, which that was the hook at the end there. So you'll have to
Pro tip.
re-listen, rewatch, however you want to get that on there. But that's what we had for you today. Amanda, anything else you got for us?
No, I think this was good.
All right, cool. So we will let you all go. Thank you so much for tuning into us. Be sure to share this out, connect with us wherever you're showing up on social or online, because you can go to our websites as well. And if you need anything, let us know. Otherwise, we'll see you back here next Monday at 8 a.m. Take care, everyone.